Here's a few variations from my last video on Casino Quest's PAC attack. Hey everyone, it's Mike. Welcome back to my channel. I'm trying the same strategy that I did last video, the aggressive PAC attack from Casino Quest, but I'm trying a couple different variations that I'm putting in. And I'm going to walk through this. I've already recorded it, but I cut the audio out. And for a quick review, we're going to start by establishing a point and then playing a 64 across, $10 across for $64. So that's what I'm doing here. And I just rolled a 4. And what I'm doing is every time you roll a box number, you're going to power press it. So you'll see me power press this up to 25. Then I'll roll again, and I'm looking for a second hit on any box number, just like that. There's the 4 again. On the second hit, I collect. On the third hit, I will go to the next step, which is to put a 2-unit press on every number and then start over. Now, I will tell you, this strategy will only work if you have a shooter who can shoot in the double digits of numbers. This is not going to work on a quick 7 rolls and then a 7 out, or 10 rolls and a 7 out. You've got to be able to roll probably 20 or more before you hit the 7, or roll the 7 when the puck is off. Okay? So let me get caught up. If you look in the bottom right hand corner, I have been putting down the number of times the box number has been hit. And as you can see, I just hit the 4 for the 3rd time. So we're now going to put 2 units press on every box number. You see me doing that here. What we'll do now is clear these numbers out, and basically we start over. Okay, so my variation is that when we get to this next level, we've got one box number that has 3 hits, so we're going ahead and putting 2 units on every number and continuing. My first variation is if I can get 3 hits at this level, I will then regress back to the initial level and lock those profits in. Okay, so I've went ahead and I've cleared out my tracker because I want 3 hits here. And it looks like I just rolled the 9, so that's our first hit that we're going to collect. There's the 4, that's the second hit that we're going to collect. Again, we're not power pressing. We just want 3 hits, collect them, and then go down. Okay, and there's the 5. So there's our 3rd hit. So I'm going to then take these bets down, go back to my initial setup, which is 64 across, and lock these profits in. So I'm going to clear this out. I should now take these bets down. I'll start with another 64 across, and I'm going to start again. That's the first variation. I will lock in some profits. Okay? Now, obviously, if you're going to get a long shooter, you like to have more money on the table to get the bigger payoffs. But being conservative the way I am, I went ahead and locked in those profits. Now, I'm back to the initial setup. It looks like I've rolled the 9 and then the 10. Looks like I just rolled a 6, and we're going to power press these. Again, we're looking to get one box number up to 3 hits. Okay, so there's another 9. That's the second hit. If another 9 comes up now, I'll go to the next level. My next variation that I did was, it seemed like it took forever to get to that 3rd level. Now we just got there pretty quick on the last series of rolls, but in my last video, it looked like it took forever to get there. So the second variation that I wanted to put on is that if I get 3 box numbers that have at least 2 hits on them, I would also collect those and regress back, because it seemed like it took forever to get that 3rd number, that 3rd hit on one number. So let's continue on and see what we're doing here. It looks like I just rolled a 10. That was the come out roll, so we're not going to mark it. But let's go ahead and take a look at what we're doing here. It looks like I have went ahead and power pressed that 10 up. So it should, well, I had one hit. Okay, there's the number again, so the puck goes off. Again, I've only got the 9 has 2 hits, and this is why you have to track this somehow. Since the 9, the 6, the 8, the 9, and 10 have all been pressed, but you don't know which ones had the second hit yet. But the 10 has. That's why we track it. So let's go ahead and continue with the video, see what we're doing here. Looks like we've rolled a few craps numbers. And again, this is shooter number 1. So this is really turning out well. Here's a 7 with the puck off. That's exactly what we want. Roll those 7s when the puck is off. There's a 5, so the puck moves to the 5, and I'm not sure why we pressed that, because I think that was just the point. And there's the 10. Now, there's the 10. That's our third hit. So now we should progress over to the next level. 2 units on every box number. There you go. You see me doing that. And we should clear out our tracker, because what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for 3 hits at this level and then regress down. Now, the aggressive play would be to continue power pressing and hope that you get that really long shooter, and then you really start to increase your winnings. But I'm being a little more conservative. I just want to get 3 hits at this level. So there's the 8, there's 1 hit. We're going to roll again. There's a 5, there's another hit. That's the puck. That's the point, so the puck goes off. We now have to establish a point. So this next roll is just to get us a point. And it's a 5, so the puck moves to the 5. I still want 1 more hit. There it is, it's the 6. So there's 3 hits at this level. So to lock this in, I'm going to take these bets down. And I'm going to start back at my initial 64 across. Now, that's not the way David explained it, but that's my conservative variation. I want to just try to lock some of these profits in. He would normally continue rolling. Once you get 1 box number with 3 hits, he would continue to power press and build those bets up, and when they hit, you get very large payoffs. The problem I have with that is every time you power press, you're taking all your payoff and putting it right back on the table, and a 7 out will take everything away. Okay, so let's go ahead and get caught up here. Looks like we rolled a 9. Looks like we rolled the point of 5, and then we rolled a 9, and we power pressed that up to 30. Looks like we rolled a 6 after the 9, and then the 10. So now we've got 3 numbers that have been pressed up, power pressed up. Okay, there's a 4. We're going to go ahead and mark it on our tracker as our first hit, power press it up to 25. And let's continue on here. I'm not sure what I'm pausing for. I'm thinking something through, but there's the next roll. It's a 3. That doesn't help us. Okay, there's an 8. So see again, it looks like I'm getting at least 1 hit on pretty much every box number. And the longer I do this, the chances of that 7 out is going to come. So as soon as I can get 3 numbers that have at least 2 hits, I will go ahead and regress down. If I get 1 number that goes up to 3 hits, I'll go ahead and progress to the next level. Okay, so there's a 6. There's my second hit on the 6. I'm going to collect that. There's the 4. That's the second hit on the 4. So now, if I can get another hit on the 4 or the 6, I will lock everything in and regress down. Or if I roll a 4 or a 6, that'll be my third hit, and I'll progress to the next level. I hope I said that right. So 3 box numbers with 2 hits is a regression down, or 1 number with 3 hits, I go up to the next level. I think that's what I'm trying to point out here. Looks like I'm going to key this in here. Yeah, this is the point where I'm thinking if I can get 3 box numbers with 2 hits, I'm going to go ahead and collect it all and regress down. So here's 2 variations. I'm going to go ahead and type this out. First variation, I'm trying to think how to say this, I guess. If you hit 3 numbers for the second time, then we will regress down and lock those profits in. Regress back to your initial bet. That's one variation. My second variation is once I do get to that next level where I have one number that hits 3 times, I just want to get 3 hits at that level and I want to regress down. So what's it saying here? Once you hit a number for the 3rd time, we progress to that next level. We go ahead and put the 2-unit press on every box number. We want 3 hits and collect them all and then regress down. So those are my 2 variations. I think I even highlight these in red just to really make them stand out. And I can remove that one variation from the top because I'm putting all my variations together there towards the bottom. So let's get rid of that and let's highlight our 2 variations. I think we highlight them in red. There they are, right there. Okay. So I've got the 4 has 2 hits, the 6 has 2 hits. If I get another hit on the 8, 9, or 10, that'll be my 3rd box number with 2 hits. I will regress down. And that's what I'm probably thinking right here. If you hit 3 numbers for the second time, right? I've had 2 numbers for the second time, and there's the 8. So that is my 3rd number that has at least 2 hits. I'm going to lock that in by going back to my initial setup. There. Let's go ahead and, what am I doing here? There's our 4th one. So we should have locked these in. That's my 4th hit. What am I doing? I should be taking these down. Well, there's my 3rd hit on the 10. So am I going to go to the next level? I'm kind of looking through that right now. I think I just realized I probably should have locked in my profits when that 3rd hit for the second time came up. But now I've got the 10, and it looks like I'm going ahead and locking it in. I just went ahead, went back to 64 across, and I'm going to clear this out and start over. So I think we're probably getting close to where I'm finally going to hit the 7 out. But you can see I'm $900 in profit by trying to lock these profits in before I continue to just power press them and put them back on the table. So I'm probably pondering why I went to 4 numbers with 2 hits instead of 3. But it all worked out. So I think what we're going to do here, looks like we rolled for the 5. The point's the 5. We've set up for 64. And we're going to go ahead and start over. So there's a 2. That's a craps number. Another 2. There's a 3. Okay, there's a 5. So that's our first hit on the 5. We'll note that on our tracker. First hit. And we will... Oh, that was the point. So the puck goes off. So we'll power press that once we get the next number. So we're going to roll for a number. Looks like the number is going to be an 8. The point will be an 8. Now we're going to power press the 5 up to 25. We're going to roll. There's a 9. That's the first hit on the 9. We'll mark it and then power press it up to 25. There's a 4. That's our first hit on the 4. We'll mark it on the tracker. Press it up, power press it up to 25. And now we'll roll. There's the 5. There's our second hit on the 5. We'll mark it on a tracker as our second hit, and we'll collect that. We won't press. Okay? And you can see we're over $1,000 already. There's a 6. That's our first hit. So you notice we've hit the 4, we hit the 5 twice, we hit the 6, and we hit the 9. And then the 7 comes out, which takes a big chunk away, but we're still at $700. That was our first shooter. One shooter, 57 rolls. So this is a strategy that will work, and it will only work if you have a shooter that can shoot a lot. And I mean double digits a lot. So I'm going to pause it right there. So just in summary, I would say this strategy, of course, will only work if you have a hot shooter and if you probably put in some variations to lock in some profits. If not, you're probably going to hit that 7 out and lose everything. So I hope that is a little more clarity around this. I'll keep trying it, and I'll report back on how I do. So hopefully everyone's having a great day. And as always, thanks for watching.